So we kept the people waiting long enough, right?
Yeah, man.
They've been itching to
They ain't
get
been
talked
talking
to.
about nothing else in the comments. God damn,
They
boy.
started off from the jump, you know what I'm saying? But I understand this is one of
This is
I would
Premier.
this is definitely a premier division for the group, for the for the chat. So I enjoy it. Like I said, I
Yeah.
enjoy this rivalry, definitely being from the outside, viewing it. I definitely don't have no dog in none of these fights. So like I said, I love seeing y'all bicker, go back and forth, respectful. Um, of course, I like it. But let's get to this AFC North thing. Let's talk about let's talk about it. We ain't got no graphic this week, probably. I was late with it.
We don't.
yeah, I'm trying to get it, but we have some we can just go ahead and talk about this thing. I'll get it up in a second. Pause.
um,
So we going team by team first.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can
let's
do.
go team by team.
All right. Good job, AJ.
I do a little, IT, 3-man weave IT.
You know it. So let's
Let's start with the Browns.
go ahead. Let's go. Let's get it out the way. I ain't want to start with it, but let's go.
I want to start with them, man. You know, man. First of all, they have a premier running game. Let me just get that out the way.
Top tier.
Um, they got Stefanski. They got some pieces. They defense, they got Miles Garrett. They got who's my boy from South Carolina? Um
Clowny.
Clowney. They still got Clowney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
So
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
signed.
what I mean, they got a little pass rush, they got a little offensive rush. But the thing is at quarterback, they got Deshaun Watson. Baker's gone. Deshaun got 6-game suspension. So it's like,
As of now.
it's looking like a shaky season already for them. Now, also with there's an asterisk beside Deshaun. So it's like we ain't seen him play now in a whole year. Um,
Correct.
Plus
It's
you're
gonna be a
dealing
warm-up
with the
period.
stresses of whatever that you're going through. So we don't know how that's going to play out on the field. We don't know what you look like. We ain't seen you in a year, so we don't even know if you're the Deshaun that we last seen. I'm not saying that you can't be that guy, but it's an asterisk by that. So it's like I have, because of the quarterback situation that's keeping me, I have zero faith that the Browns are going to be a player this year in the AFC North, but I'm not going to count them out because they do have talent. And, sometimes talent can, be effort. You feel me? So
I'm
I'm
counting
going
them
to
out.
go crack for them, but that's just my analysis. What y'all think?
I'm counting them out, bro, because I didn't believe in the Browns for the past 2 seasons. And you're not about to sit here and just tell me that. I know, AJ, shut up. You're not about to
Trying
just
to
sit here and
tell
just
y'all.
tell. You're not about to just tell me that everything was just Baker's fault. This team was talented for the past 2 years. This team had a top
Yes,
five defense last year.
yeah.
The running game was still elite. All this was top notch. You're not about to just keep blaming everything on Baker. I understand that Baker didn't play up the par. I get it,
Mhm.
but damn, bro, like
Yeah, it's not all his fault.
it's like it's like damn, everything was just Baker's fault. Like me, you mean y'all just couldn't get over the hump at all? Y'all couldn't
Mhm.
overcome everything. So what's gonna be different this year? Because y'all don't have Deshaun Watson. We already know it's six game right now minimum. It could be longer, but just like you
Okay.
just said, you didn't play last year. It's gonna
Mhm.
take you a while to get back to Deshaun.
Exactly.
So off rip, you coming into the gist. I mean, to the heart of the season. Let's just hypothetically say that
Yeah,
he still just get the six. So do you
yeah,
mean to tell me you just go come right in and you just
yeah.
about to
Because
be
other
Deshaun?
QB is gonna be in
You
their
yo,
spot.
you just gonna come back and be Deshaun, and they just go to they just go keep it rolling. I'm not believing in nothing Cleveland
Yeah.
until next year. You know what I'm saying? But this year for a fact, Cleveland can kiss my ass. Like
Oh,
that's just
well, yeah,
that's a buck.
100%. Like I said, I have not been sold. Like I wasn't sold on Cleveland when they had Baker. I was always, really iffy about that because I always felt like that was going to be their Achilles heel amongst other things. Because I knew that they were going to be able to run the fuck out of the ball. And I knew that they was going to be able to defend, but when you needed it most and you needed certain players to win, I just feel like they didn't have it. Had you brought in, Deshaun and he didn't have any of this shit around him, I'd be like, okay, this shit is, something to worry about. But like Hill said, I'm not worried about them this season because even if it's only 6 games, you're getting dropped into one of the toughest divisions in football.
Yeah.
Where they play defense.
Yeah.
So you not only are you coming off of a year of inactivity on top of another, 6 games, you got to get acclimated, and you get this ain't just some easy shit to read. Some of these teams they will disguise, they will get everybody in this division gets pressure. So you're gonna have people on you, you're gonna have people getting pressure. And if Amari Cooper isn't the best version of Amari Cooper, your receiving core isn't the greatest. And I understand you had some, you were working with some things when you were in Houston, but this ain't the AFC South either. And no disrespect to the AFC South, but the defenses are a little bit different. You're gonna have to score some more points. You do have a run game that you can lean on. And that is the best thing that you can do. And I think that's what Stefanski needs to do to get him back in. But
to lean on a running game, you kind of gotta have a passing game too. And I feel like if teams can know that you're running and tee off on the run game, it's definitely gonna be harder to run. And if you look in the comments, Mark said they probably gonna run Nick Chubb into the ground and shit. And I don't want to see that because I am a fan of Nick Chubb. So hopefully, I know Butchercombe did ask for a trade though. Kareem Hunt. Yes. And I hope that they don't trade him and keep him because
they said they're not.
Need a stable of backs if you don't have a quarterback to start the season. So,
but this is my thing. This is another reason why I'm not sold on. When the hell did Jacoby Brissett get good?
Bro, did you hear me?
No. That was kind of rhetorical. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I get it. He's a high end backup. I would love for him to be a backup on my team. And for a number of teams, high end backup. And like I said, he possibly could keep them afloat. I'm not even saying that, but it's like just to say that because the schedule is their opening schedule is kind of a little weak. It's just to say that, oh yeah, he could just keep it afloat, and then just once again, Deshaun just will come save the day. It's really just like it's not even really. I don't even know the word that I'm trying to say, but it's not even fathomable to just. I don't even know if that was a word, but it ain't even realistic to really think that. God, here I should have rolled with it.
Yeah. For me,
it's not even realistic goals for them to think that. That's really what I'm trying to say.
And then for me, it's not even realistic to just assume that Deshaun's going to come back and be who he was because he's not going to be getting the services that he was getting when he was who he was. So he ain't gonna be as a little bit free. He got a whole bunch of shit hanging over his head, and he's a little bit more built up because he ain't doing the things that he was doing. Because now he got to use Brown's massage therapist.
Next team, Hill.
Assuming Deshaun only misses 6 games this year, would this be the toughest division?
One of
for sure. Because ain't nothing stopping
AFC West. I think AFC West is.
I don't think that matters.
I got you, Eric. See, I told you. I'm now going to catch back up. All right, let's move on to the next team. Which next team? Which I would do? Let me get that comment out there.
You pick. Welcome back.
Go with the Ravens.
The Ravens, man.
The most disrespected team in this division all off season.
This is my division winner.
Well, this team, and that's I truly have a two-headed race. One, because the Ravens got hit with the injury bug hard
everywhere.
year.
And no one seems to remember this.
I don't know. I had both of their running back, but it's neither here nor there. I was lucky to get my guy. What's their backup? What's his name? Gus. What's his name?
Gus Edwards.
He got hurt too, didn't he?
I know, but I was able to get him when it first happened. I was able to get him on the waiver, and then he immediately got hurt too. It's like, bro, y'all don't want me to win out here, bro. But so they still were able to, even with all the injuries that they had last year, they still were able to, be a problem in the division. So I'm assuming that they're going to be healthy this year. I'm hoping, sorry, AJ, I'm just hoping that they're going to be healthy. I like to see
Right.
teams healthy.
I don't wish injuries
Um,
on nobody. So you ain't gotta be sorry about that. I
so,
want them to be healthy too.
you know, wide receiver core look a little bit different for Lamar. You know, I want to I want to see it. You feel me? I feel like this could be a make or break year uh for him and for them. And you know, I feel like the Bengals are there, but I feel like it could the division could be for the taking if you go out and take it. And I feel like the Ravens are, they've drafted well. They've
Always.
they've built a good team. They got a good team. They just got to be healthy this year. So it's like I really want to see what they can do. And I think they'll be there in the end. I don't know if they'll win the division or the Bengals will win the division. I think the team that remains the most healthy will win the division, but I definitely have them being in the mix and definitely have them going deep into the playoffs.
I really wish Lamar would go ahead and finalize his contract situation with the team. I really don't want him to go into the season without a contract, especially of coming off an injury last year. I do understand that he still would get paid regardless. I'm not saying that his money will be messed up, but I just want him to have that
Security.
free mind, mental, and go out there and play his game. Um, I am a fan of Bateman. I didn't see enough last year because, like I said, he started off injured, and like I said, he just didn't really like when he came through the regular season. Just everything wasn't clicking, and then once again, Lamar got hurt,
And
so
then
it didn't
Lamar went
really
out.
didn't
Yeah,
get to see the full. We know how I feel about Mark Andrews.
Right.
Mark
yeah,
Andrews, I feel like he the best tight end. I think they doubled down on some other different type of tight ends
yeah,
to go along with the offense. We know they go
yeah.
commit to the run. They go run. They getting J.K. back. They getting other players back. The defenders is back. I just understand. I just feel that they're just being disrespected and neglected all of a sudden, and I don't understand why. Like I mean, it's easy to be out of sight, out of mind, and forget, but let's not do that. Like this is the Ravens. These are always are the contending team. They always in the mix, and what's going to be stopping them now is really my question. But
Health.
I mean, yeah.
And
Other than that,
that's the only thing.
And that's why, to answer your question, Marcus, that's why I just I feel like the Bengals are going to win the division. And I don't want to say that because we ain't get to them yet, but I can't give it all the way to them because the Ravens were in the mix last year and they weren't even 100% healthy. So if we could just see I feel like if they're both teams are healthy, we'll see the true who truly owns this division this year. So I'm excited for that. But if you want to say it's the Bengals division, then you can't say it. I can't argue that against someone who's saying that because there's a lot of evidence pointing towards that.
Right. And so for me personally, the reason why, like, when I say I believe that the Ravens, are the division winners, is because like it's possible that the Ravens and the Bengals could have a very, very similar schedule. But for me, just knowing how both teams close the season, the Bengals closing season, like the way they close the season is going to be a lot more difficult than the Ravens. And so I think that they may be able to get a game or two advantage, as the season closes. I'm not about to sit here and predict that the Bengals are going to miss the playoffs because I do believe that they are going to be a
Hell no.
playoff
I got them
contender.
both making the playoffs.
Right. And so I believe that they are going to be a playoff contender, but for the back half of the schedule of the Ravens, they close the season with the Panthers, Jacksonville, I hate to say it, but they got Pittsburgh twice, the Falcons, and then they end the season with the Bengals.
And that was an unhealthy Ravens, like, bro.
Right. And so, but you look at the way that the Bengals end the season is like they have Pittsburgh, but they also have the Titans, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, the Bills, and then they end the season with the Ravens.
Yeah.
That is a murderer's row of teams to end your season, and that's just after the bye week to close out your season.
And if the Ravens win that game, that game could determine the division winner.
And that's following a Monday night game at the Buffalo, against the Buffalo Bills. And so
God
to me,
damn.
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah, they did y'all dirty.
bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, just being honest, I think that
Go to the Super Bowl, that's what happened.
that schedule is just
Mhm.
very, very difficult. And you have that, like,
should be.
you got that number
They
one.
want y'all to play the best team so that
You
they
got
can
that
be on
number
TV.
one. You got that number one. Like, guys,
You
I
wanted
understand.
it.
Like, you
You
swept the
got it.
Ravens. You swept the
That's why I
Ravens
said it
with
was a hurt
one leg
Ravens team.
bend. But
I was
so did,
talking to him.
bro. The Ravens didn't have Marcus Peters. They didn't have Gus Edwards. They didn't, bro. Like, all these players, like, they were
Andrews
gone.
was dinged up.
And so I understand you, like, yeah, we beat the Ravens. We swept the Ravens twice. But and like, okay, but
they
for me,
still were in the mix.
but guess what? What I don't want to hear is excuses. Like, I'm not trying to hear nobody excuses. Oh, they were hurt. Like, I'm not giving them excuses. But what I am doing is saying they did what they did, and they had those injuries. So now that they getting those people back and they reloaded, like, you bring in Marcus Williams, you get Marcus Peters back, you got Kyler Fuller to play your nickel back, So and then you got Marcus Williams and Chuck Clark in your back end, and then you got Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, and Kyle Fuller in your secondary.
Then they draft
and Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, come on now.
And so I'm not.
He been getting cooked though.
That was just. I mean, that was one play. So I'm not.
I know. I had to bring it up because
good question. Are we done with
him? So I was like, yeah, when he got cooked, I was like,
I feel I do the same thing. Look at your bum ass. Glad you. Are we done with the Ravens? I got a question. Are we done with the Ravens?
Yeah, we're done with them.
Because I want to answer this right here, and this is one to go to our next team. Are we relying on their reputation or how they're currently constructed? And my answer to that is both.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say, I'll be honest with you both, because track record should count. It should count for something. One, I feel like they're they're the best to me. I think. I don't know if they're the best, but they're one of the better coach teams in the NFL. I'm gonna just say that. Period. And that's best drafted. And I'm looking at how they're currently constructed, bro. They pretty much got a solid group at every place you can have it, bro. So I was like, what more do you want?
So now when you look at it like that, it's the same way that if you would give the benefit of the doubt that you're trying to give the benefit of the doubt to your team. When we talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, because we're going to hit this all off season. Oh, Tomlin never had a losing season, and yada yada yada, and all this coming up.
Yeah, like, they're gonna be saying that.
You can keep saying that. We're gonna keep relying on it.
Sometimes it's outliers, though.
Yeah, that's a good point here.
But let's get to it. And and you know what's crazy? Because I don't want to disrespect them, because I had no intentions on disrespecting the Steelers.
I don't think that's disrespectful. I think that's
no, I had a little sauce on it.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little sauce.
Yeah, I know. I just make sure.
Put a little extra dip on that chip.
Make my attention because
put a little extra dip on that chip.
Because I do believe I just don't I can't wrap my hand around it, because on one hand I seen how they did with. They went 8-8 with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph when Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. So obviously these quarterbacks should be better than that situation, and the defense should be better. Even though I'm not sold on the cornerbacks at all, but everywhere else can mask that. Put a Band-Aid on that.
Yeah,
but offensively,
I mean, they got Minka in the secondary, so even that helps the cornerbacks out some.
Got TJ Watt with that pass rush.
Yeah, got TJ Watt with the pass rush for real, looking super serious. So it's like, they're like you said, the Steelers are not a bad team, bro.
Are we going off reputation or how they currently constructed?
I'm still going off both. You see what I'm saying? I'm still going off both. My number one question mark for the Steelers I got two of them. Cornerbacks, like you said, and quarterback. So it's like how fast can Kenny Pickett be ready? You feel me?
Can I throw another concern in there really quickly?
Go ahead.
It was still kind of my concern that I had with them last year, and they brought in James Daniels. I'm still concerned about that offensive line, strictly because you don't have a veteran back there in Ben Roethlisberger anymore. Now you putting either
That's
Mitch
what
Trubisky,
I was about to get. I was about
Kenny.
to get on
My
Kenny,
fault.
man.
My fault. So because it's like, yeah, you know, you brought some people in, but I'm still like, unlike your offensive line, it doesn't make me feel comfortable with what you're putting back there as a quarterback. I'm not saying, you know, you're going to be a terrible team because I don't see that because I
And is
think their
it Mitch?
defense is
Like,
going to be able to carry them.
like, what are they doing? Like, what are they really doing? Is it Mitch or Kenny?
They don't know.
And Tomlin was showing love to Mason Rudolph.
Mason, they really don't
because
know.
it really might be him because he
No,
probably
it
know
better
more
not
than
be.
everybody.
It better
not be.
bro.
We know who
if
he is.
it's Mason Rudolph, if they come out and say Mason Rudolph is our week one starter, y'all will have a losing season.
We know how this is going to go. It's going to be Mitch and then Kenny's coming in.
100%.
Yeah, facts. But like you said, the offensive line is below average, so it's like that's a nightmare for a rookie quarterback, bro.
But these quarterbacks aren't statues.
You know, Kenny not no statue.
Kenny not a statue. Mitch not a statue. So like the fact that they may be a question mark, they may not be the same
and Mitch
as we're accustomed to. Like I said, he has athleticism, so they can move. Like I said, this ain't just being back there, and somebody come back there, he not moving. So they could be able to help this offensive line because they're not gonna be just standing back there. Just
plus you got Najee Harris, so run game formidable.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Just stay afloat.
Yeah.
Just stay afloat. Continue. No turnover.
Yeah.
They're gonna be right in the mix.
And they can ruin, and they could actually ruin some things for some people.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
100%.
Because they are the Steelers.
They are the Steelers, bro.
So I have a question, and it's gonna sound like hate, but it's really not. But I want to take it back to kind of our pre-draft conversation.
Okay.
If Kenny Pickett can't beat out Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph for a starting job at any point this season, already in year one, can you is that a bad draft pick?
No,
not at all.
I hate that, bro. Like, damn, like
no,
you sign a person to a what's rookies get 4 year plus an extension, right? So it's like essentially you got rights to 5 years to this dude, and you're gonna tell me that if he can't beat a guy out in 10 weeks, that it's over. We have to start. I think the sooner we stop thinking like that, the sooner we truly invest into these draft picks that you get. Give them some time, give them the things that they need. Try to invest in them instead of just putting them out there with anything and saying if they don't win that it's over. You feel me? So it's like it's just not fair. Now, granted, they get paid a lot, so it's like I ain't trying to cape for quarterbacks. So it is, but it's like you gotta fairly give people time. Now, quarterbacks who've been out there, you got 32 games under your belt. You still haven't done nothing. It's time to move on. But I say, bro, it's you got to give him legitimately 2 years to see if he can do this thing, man.
They've paid all their impact players. Like they paid TJ Watt. They paid McKinney Patrick. They paid Deontay Johnson. They paid all their significant players. So they're in a rush to get this. How you always like to emphasize that. I gotta. Yeah, this rookie contract window. Let's go ahead and do that. They already paid everybody. They got the most expensive defense in the league.
Right.
So it's like the fact I would put more emphasis on the development on Kenny Pickett than just out there just hurrying up just to throw him out there. Like I said, Mitch playing for his life. Like I said, Mitch has to show up. Mitch knows this. This is on the road to backup land for him if he drops the ball on this one. Like I said, Mason Rudolph. This will be the last time I mention your name because
you getting way too much pub on this podcast.
We know who you are, bro. Like you are a backup. Like I said, and I'll give you some praise. You're a high-end backup, Mason. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm fine. I'm with the old adage of letting your quarterback develop, sit back and learn.
We had a disagreement on that before.
Plenty of times.
I want to let you know because I was for sitting them, and you were like, "Let them out there get that experience," but we ain't got to go there.
Sometimes, bro. It depends on the situation, bro.
I understand, and that's what I said.
Because it definitely changes with the situation.
And that's one of the things. But the reason why,
when it was Haskins, I said, "Put him out there, bro. What was he gonna learn?"
Yeah.
Right. But okay, so let me. So the reason why I said the question I asked is going to sound like hate, but it's just really a question that takes me back to the draft because what like what we said, hey, draft Malik Willis because he has the extreme upside, and if he hits
I think
his
they wanted
upside,
him though. They just
but
a lot of Steelers
but
fans wanted him. They just got
but
ended up with Pickett.
so what I'm the reason why I asked that question is because everyone talked about Pickett being the most pro ready. So if you draft the most pro ready quarterback and he's still got to sit a year along with the guy who has the most upside, and you as a franchise, you are very confident in your ability to develop a player. Do you think that it's a miss once you kind of get the pro ready guy and he doesn't come in pro ready, and then you like let that guy with that that very high ceiling go
But
by you?
the high upside with Malik Willis that you mentioning, no teams believed in that. There's a reason why he kept falling in the draft.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
And I don't think
so you going for all that high upside that we was talking about
but
that
pro
pre-draft
ready,
talk and pro ready, all that it
but
really
listen,
doesn't matter because
pro
they
ready,
drafted Kenny Pickett and he can sit there and develop. What's wrong
pro
with
Right.
that?
ready,
Nothing
And
wrong with
so
that.
so
and
hold
being
on,
able to win a starting spot this year are two different things though.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like I
And
can have a pro ready guy, right? But if Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback, then he's still not going to play. So this granted the Steelers aren't in that situation,
that's
but
what I'm doing.
they're in a situation to where I mean everybody's in a prove it deal. So it's like Kenny, yeah, we drafted you, but these guys have showed a little bit more on tape than you right now. So it's like you're gonna be naturally you're gonna be last on the depth chart as a rookie. So it's like you got to
Yes.
prove it, and especially since these guys aren't that great to beat, we are assuming that you'll beat them out at some point. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to say if he doesn't do it this year. I say by next year he should be coming into training camp as the guy. If you plan on really developing
Let
him,
me jump in real quick here.
Go ahead.
So, and the second reason why I asked that question is because Kenny Pickett, his season got like a lot of his similarities put him in that like people compared him pre-draft to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow came out as an extremely
that was
old,
dumb. I never
like
did
he
that.
came out as an extremely old prospect, and he was 24 and stuff like that. And the
Polished.
reason, but that's what I'm saying. And so people, the trajectory that Kenny Pickett had, he was a late bloomer, he was old, all that stuff. They kind of talked to him about him as if he was Joe Burrow. But one of the things that they don't mention about Kenny Pickett, like Joe Burrow, was an older prospect. So if you bring him in as a pro ready prospect, he can't like he sits his entire first season. That's one season down. By the time he gets through his fifth year option, he'll be basically like, after that season, and you're about to resign him, he's 30 years old and you've already got a missed season from him. And so what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. So like, would you want a younger prospect and someone like, with the higher upside that is going to sit, but you still have them, and then if you do resign them, you still have a couple more prime years? Or
Well,
is
we
it
know,
somebody like him, Kenny
well,
Pickett, even though he's older? That's all. I just really just wanted to ask that question.
we know in this day and age with these quarterbacks, you going to 35 minimum.
Right.
So it's
minimum.
like
So him being 30 at the end of his contract, and you sign another 5-year deal, like I said,
that's 10 years.
that's 10
What
years.
more do I want from you?
Okay. I like I said, I strictly, was just, curious about everyone's thoughts.
I mean, but those are the type of questions that have to be asked, bro. So that is a legitimate question. That's a question that that would be on the board if we were going to make this decision. Like we have to think about that. But like Hill said, to me, we're talking about 1 year. I look at it as an investment. I feel like if we rush him out here, we hurt him, we might not even have him for 3 or 4 years, let alone 10. But if we invest this 1 year, get him right, put him next year, we boost up the offensive line. You feel me? Put him out there when we're ready. We have a decent wide receiver core. Add a splash piece to that, whether it's in free agency or through the draft. Add a tight end, whether it's through free agency or the draft. And then boom, you feel me? Put out a developed, I'm not gonna say developed because he still shouldn't be a finished product in year 2. Put out a more developed and a more pro ready quarterback, and now he has more chance of a success. That's what I would do. But hey, I'm just a guy. People don't really listen to me. So, I mean,
So let's finish it up with the not the Walmart joke. Come on now, but I just want to let us know in the comments, did we hate on the Steelers or not? You know, because they was preparing for us
You know
to
what?
hate on the Steelers.
I'm ready to hear
We got
AJ
them in
say
the
the
middle of
Steelers
the
are gonna
pack
finish
with a
last.
You
chance
know what I'm saying?
to mess somebody up, Hill. So it's like,
Y'all gonna be
if that's hate,
competitive.
bro,
Like,
then dang.
be happy about that. Y'all not used to that. Like, hold on, because Market, where he said, we've been spoiled in the NFL. You don't have to be a starter year one. You know who
That's a
also,
fact.
but
That is
you
a
all,
fact.
but the reason why I say you know who also is spoiled? Steelers fans. They think it's beyond them that they can possibly finish last. Y'all can finish last, and y'all still have a winning record.
And look
Nobody's
at this.
hating on y'all. We just giving
And
honest
look,
opinions. How
I
many
didn't
times
even
y'all said we
say
was
they
gonna be
didn't
trash?
have a
How many
tight
times y'all
end.
said we was gonna be trash? I ain't
And
never
look,
said y'all was hating on us.
look, he's saying we gotta. I said, bro, I said invest more into the position. I didn't say that y'all don't have a tight end, bro. I'm just saying, like, you take a year, invest in development, and you can make other things that are already strong even stronger in that time, bro. Because you don't
Like the
have
team
to
we about to
go and
talk
draft a
about.
quarterback in a draft next year. So you can do offensive line picks, wide receiver picks, or tight end picks, is all I'm saying. And Kenny Pickett can now have a grocery store to shop with instead of a corner store, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm on your side. Not you, AJ Phone.
I know.
All right, AJ, the floor is yours.
All right. So
You about to say some bullshit. I'm letting you know right here.
no, I'm not. I'm about to reiterate everything that I've said to you
I was
before.
talking about this, man. AJ was
I,
talking about this part
yeah.
before you
So
got up.
I've told you before. I think that the Bengals will probably be in the realm of the same record that they had last year, but be a better team.
Mhm.
And I think that'll be able to net us a wild card berth because, as I previously stated, how we close the season is so fucking difficult. We play like that's literally when the playoffs start for us. We start like at that point in time, we are playing contenders. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be one of those games where it's like we don't go into those games where it's just like, oh yeah, the Bengals are favored in this one. The Bengals are favored in this one. It's a possibility that we could be underdogs in a majority of these games that we have to close out. So we do start off the season pretty light. So I think that like I said, so last season I said we should be at minimum we should be a 7-win team. But if things go right, we can get to 9 to 10 wins, and we got to 10 wins.
Bro, you about to piss me off.
Hold on, no, it's fine. Listen to me,
Bro,
but
no,
the
you
reason
selling way short, bro. Like, come
I'm
on.
not, bro. Listen
Bro.
to me, come, bro. All right, so
Listen, bro. I know you probably trying to avoid the Hill rant, but listen,
no.
I'm saying, bro, Lyle Collins, Alex Kappa, Ted Karras, bro. All I'm saying is where y'all were weak at last year, you got strong. You bring back everybody, even Jesse Bates. You feel me? So it's like
I legit said we are going to be a better team next year.
I think y'all are y'all lead the way for division leaders. So it's like you said, we probably can win a wild card. Like, bro, like
No. Don't misquote me. I said I have the Ravens being the division winner because of how we close the
all right,
season.
okay,
But
yeah.
I do, like I said before, like remember I
Okay,
said I think it's going to be because of how that
all
season
right.
closes. We'll be
And
in.
I do got it a 2-dog race. So I give you that.
And now you see what I'm saying. I'm not saying like I'm not trying to sell us short. I'm really just trying to
But when
be,
you said I heard
object.
9 wins, bro, and that really triggered me.
No. I said 9
And
wins
I'm
because that's
thinking,
what I said from last season, bro.
yeah, bro,
I said we will be.
that should
I
trigger
say
me,
we'll
bro.
I said we'll have probably the same record that we had last year, but being
My
a better
fault.
team, which allows us to have a higher ceiling than what we had. So to me, like I said, to me, the minimum is what we had last year is 10 games. I do believe that we will win 10 games. But like I said, if we upset, one of those tough games at the end of the schedule, that can lead to an 11-12 win season or even a 13 win season.
Yeah,
We beat
yeah,
the Ravens at home, to end the season.
yeah.
But I just think having that first place schedule is going to make things a little bit tougher. But I do believe we are a much better and
It's
much
definitely a tough
improved
schedule.
team. And I think one of the things that's going to be the more underrated things about our team this year is going to be the mobility of Joe Burrow, because you didn't start to see it until late last season.
And
And
the
they
line.
really held him in the pocket early in the season because they were trying to protect him. But
Shorten
we
the line
forget
up,
Joe
man.
Burrow was very, very mobile. So I think that's an added thing that we're going to have in this season. And I think our offense is going to be very, very explosive. Our defense is going to be really, really good. But we just play some really good fucking teams. So you never know.
I have a question.
What's up?
When is Joe coming back from his appendectomy?
So he didn't have, just like the regular. He actually had to have an open appendectomy. So, normally, nowadays with modern medicine, the lap appendectomy, they just make 3 incisions, send the camera in and cut it.
Yeah.
But because his was kind of, a rush surgery, he had to have an open appendectomy where he really had to like cut in, open him up, move some abdominal muscles, remove the appendix. So he'll probably be back. He won't be like playing this game. He won't be here. Like, give him about another 10 to 14 days and he'll be back. He won't.
So
he's not gonna play. Don't look to see him in preseason.
I don't expect him to see him in preseason.
I think if you see him in preseason, it's going to be the last game, just like he did last season. Where he's going to do a series and he might throw one pass.
I'll play a franchise quarterback in preseason. Like
it all depends.
Unless it's Joe drive or something like that. That's what his reps in practice. I'm not playing my franchise.
That's the only reason why it'll be the last preseason game with just a drive, but just because he wants to be able to get back to the speed of the game,
and that's it.
Get into his dropbacks and get into a competitive nature where he don't have the orange jersey on. Yeah. That's all it is. Just like last year, where he begged for that.
I had thoughts that maybe, based off the conversations that we have, maybe I'm a little too close to this, but I was thinking that the way y'all season went last year, okay, boom, y'all started off hot, then everybody was like, oh, here come the Bengals, and then boom, here comes the Jets game, and everybody was like, yeah, here go the Bengals. We know who the Bengals are. The Bengals are who we thought they were, and then you finish the season out strong,
right?
And you go, obviously, you went on your playoff run, and you came, this close in the Super Bowl. So my thing is, normally I do believe in Super Bowl hangovers. Super Bowl hangovers real, but I think y'all so young that
definitely
y'all so young that y'all can't even fathom what that means. Like,
right.
I think the fact that your schedule is hard is going to be beneficial because like y'all can't keep playing. Y'all can't play down to your competition. You only going to have to go up. So I believe that's going to be beneficial to y'all. I believe some of the players that's going to be getting better. I believe T. Higgins is going to have a better season than he did last season because he's been improving each year.
Mm-hmm. And he was hurt early in the season. People forget about that. Well, he was hurt all season, to be quite honest.
And he toughed it out. Shout out to him because I needed.
So, like I said, he come out. I think the cohesiveness in y'all defense, and y'all added a few pieces with the draft picks. I understand that your defense came on a little late, and it became a staple for y'all. That's right. Defense was really, be quite honest, was y'all run.
That's what saved us.
That was the run on the playoff with the defense. So I believe that, like I said, the cohesiveness on the defense definitely should be able to go up a notch. And like you said, just if the offensive line is average, like if it's average, that's already a 10 times improvement on what y'all had.
You hear the names I said, bro? It has no choice.
Yeah. But that's the minimum.
To be better than what it was.
But we just asking for think about what we just asking for.
I know we just asking for average. And I think it'd be above.
What I tell you last season. If I told you if we could just have an average offensive line last season, I'd be like, oh, we have a top 5 offense. But we didn't have an average offensive line, and we were still, ended up being a playoff team. So I think
y'all just needed one less sack, man. Dang, man, y'all just need to be able to stop 1 or 2.
Quentin Spain, he played it wrong. You had help on the inside, but you let Aaron Donald get the outside. All he had to do is, but it's a lot easier said than done, and beating Aaron Donald to the outside to drive him to the help.
Who's using that choke? That choke.
Anyway, where I'm like, coach, let me holler at you, coach. Well, we ain't
gonna, rookie or not. This is what we not finna do.
Hey, just ain't the drill. We doing
this time, man.
I'm gonna put my time in.
Yeah. I put my time in somewhere else. God damn it!
All right, let me holler at you right quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man. I'm a man at the end of the day. This is definitely a tough division. I think it's always been a tough division, even when some down teams. But like I said, obviously it seems like we have the consensus. We have Bengals, Ravens 1 and 2. We have the Steelers right behind them. And I think we have the Browns finishing last. Like, consistent. Now, the only thing that we're going to have a tough time in doing, and that's going to be off camera, is these damn superlatives.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like, I feel like it's a clear. We know who the defensive superlative is going to go. We kind of know who the offensive ones are. It shouldn't be that tough.
We don't know who the defensive one going to.
You feel what I'm saying? Yes, we do, bro. We're not doing that.
Bro.
We're not doing that, bro. For the sake of us, we are not doing that.
Y'all better end this now because I'm about to start making some motherfuckers mad.
I feel you.